Happy New Year. Happy 2023 and welcome to the Safe Wheel live stream where I share my P&L on 3 accounts and teach my proprietary Safe Wheel options trade for free, and the system did 21.7% in 2022. Now, please type in the chat that you can hear me. I'm going to assume that you can, and also post any questions you might have. That way I can get to those questions. I don't want to end the broadcast before I can get to those questions. 2022 is a great year. I'm already missing 2022, actually. I don't know if I'm going to be able to repeat how well I did last year. Hopefully I can. One of the things that I don't see is I don't see a lot of instructors, YouTube instructors, talking about their results from 2022, which I'm looking for that. And if you guys see any of that, please put in a comment here or a comment in the video so I can go check it out and see how other instructors did in 2022. Rather than talking about what's going to happen in 2023, I'd like to see what their results were in 2022. Also, if you'd like to share your results, I can share mine if you guys are interested. Not just on these 3 accounts, but my major account and kind of everything combined. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the chat. Okay, so let's get into this. First, I'm going to go over my earnings edge. You can see my earnings edge account here, and you can see that there's no trades in here because it's there's nothing going on so far this year. It's the first trading day of the year. Now in 2022, I did 63% return on this account. It started with $5,000. Now it's worth $8,177. Last week there were no trades. There weren't anything coming into earnings that would fit the criteria, so we did not do a trade. And I'm hoping there'll be a trade this week. I'm pretty sure there will be, considering there should be a lot of things coming into earnings next week. I'll look at it though. And since I changed the new criteria, new exit criteria, I expect to have a 50-50 win rate with my losses around 200, my gains around 500. But since I started that, my record's actually 5 wins and 1 loss, so doing much better than expected. Okay, let's talk about the, and of course this earnings edge is available. I have that available. There's a link in the description for anyone that wants to sign up. And now let's go into the Premier Level 5. So in this one, for 2022, I do have a question for you guys. This did 12% since April 8th, but I don't want to keep saying for 2022 it did 12% since April 8th. If I annualize it, it did 15%. So is it okay to tell everyone it did 15% last year, or should I just keep it at 12%? That's a question for you guys. I'm interested in what you have to say about that. I don't want to mislead anybody. Okay, thanks, Will. You hear me? Good. Now, since April 8th, it's up 12%. So in 2022, this thing did about 15%. And the max drawdown was around 4%. So it did quite well. It's difficult to remember the exact drawdown because of the way that Thinkorswim does their reporting on this particular account. But you can ask anybody that's in the Premier Level 5 course or alerts, and they'll tell you that we had a minimum drawdown there, or I had a minimum drawdown. Some people maybe that didn't follow the program correctly may have had a larger drawdown, but I don't think there's any of those in the alerts. Okay, so there's not a lot to really report on the Premier Level 5. I am going to have a video coming out probably today or tomorrow about my P&L from December, and then I'll get into a little more detail. But again, up 12%, where the S&P is down 15% since April 8th, and it's had a 22% drawdown since then. So if you compare the 12% plus 12% minus 15% of the S&P, there's a 27% alpha. And that's my goal. My goal is to outperform the S&P, and that's what this system is designed to do and what it has done. Okay, let's get into the safe wheel. Now the safe wheel did in 2022 21.7%. I might just start calling it 22%. And the largest drawdown, I went back and checked the largest drawdown, and it was minus 4.8%, so about a 5% drawdown. So that's done really well compared to the S&P. What is it, down 20%? I mean, the S&P for 2022 is 4 times lower than the lowest drawdown of the safe wheel. Okay, so let's get into what is next with the safe wheel. We're currently in Uber, and I sold a put last week. I started the wheel strategy with my hedge on. Sold a put. Uber went higher or broke even. Let's see, I don't remember what put it was. It might have been the 24.5 or 24 put. But that expired worthless, so I was able to collect that premium. And now I just have my hedge. So what I'm going to do is just continue this wheel strategy. I'm going to keep my hedge on, and I'm going to sell another put, and of course I'm going to buy a call to protect this hedge, a cheap call. Today's Tuesday, so there probably is not going to be as much premium as normal on a Monday, but we want to do this is go out of the money puts. So 25 would be out of the money, 24.50. I'm going to go with the 24.50. It's higher than 24. You know, this premium here is more than $24. It's higher than 24 cents. It's out of the money. We're trading at 25.18. So I'm going to sell this put here, and I'm going to do one of those because I have between $5,000 and $10,000. This expires, of course, on Friday. Looks like that moved a little bit on me. Okay, so I've collected $30 there. Now I want to protect my put hedge, so I'm going to pay. Well, I wouldn't pay more than $6, so I'm going to buy the 27.50 call. I'm going to buy one of those. Okay, so now we have our wheel. We started a new wheel with our hedge on in Uber. And let's take a look at. So you can see the P&L for the day, we're down about 30 bucks. So it looks like Uber probably popped on the open and made this hedge lose some money on the open. So we might be down on the year for the first time, first day. Okay, let me see, make sure that I have everything. Look at my notes. So if you're interested in the safe wheel, I have the guidelines and the flow chart, and also the 6 filters available for under 100 bucks. There's a link in the description. So, I did over 20% last year. This thing averages on back tests around 10% a year. It outperforms the S&P 500 for under 100 bucks. It's pretty good, I think. So there's a link in the description for that. Okay, I'm going to get into the questions now, or the comments. Dean, good morning. Todd, today's the day for me, signing up for the Earnings Edge right after today's live stream. Yeah, I think you're coming in at a good time. I made a couple tweaks to that. It's done really well lately. And of course, in 2022, did 63%. There is a lot of volatility, though, so you can expect some volatility. So I would start with what I would call a smaller account, around $5,000. Will, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Shovel, let's do this. It's the Cool Carl Show. What's up, Shovel? If someone does the P5, I mean the Premier level, or the Earnings Edge and Safe Wheel, can we expect in 5 years? Well, let's just say that they average 10% a year. So that would take about 7 years to double your money based on the rule of 72. So I'm not going to, extrapolate or say that you'll do any better than what the back tests show. Obviously, if you're doing 20% a year, you can double your money every approximately 3.5 years. Charles, 86.5 return question mark. Okay, I guess is that how you did, or you're asking how I did? I'm not sure. Maybe clarify that. And Dr. Hounsell, can you explain the trading structure for the E-mini? The Premier Level 5, I'm assuming. If you're in the course in the Premier Level 5, you'll learn the trade structure. But I don't typically talk about the trade structure. It is proprietary. You're not going to learn that trade structure anywhere else. I developed it, so you won't see it anywhere else. Unlike most of the other channels on YouTube where everything is kind of the same and everybody's doing the same thing, nobody's doing anything unique. I've got trade structures that nobody else has because I developed those. The safe wheel, I developed that. The earnings edge, I kind of copied somebody. I can't remember their name right now off the top of my head, but I tweaked what they were doing for the earnings edge. So that one was more of a copy and then a tweak. And then you have the safe wheel. I totally developed that. You have the Premier Level 5. I developed that trade structure and trade plan. But I don't share that publicly. Annualized results are great. Thanks, Todd, for letting me know. Will, I made 10.4% with the safe wheel. Started in the summer, and regular account made 14.4%. That is awesome. You're obviously well outperforming most people. Most people are probably down 20 to 30% on their portfolios in 2022. And I appreciate you sharing how you did. JM, 12%, can't look back at whatever happened. If you did 12% in 2022, you're doing really well. You did really well. Dr. Housel, do you only sell the long put if the covered call does not make you 1% at break even? Do you only sell the long put? First of all, I don't have on right now, if you're talking about the position right here, I don't have any shares to sell the covered call, but you're maybe talking about going from tier 1 to tier 2. In other words, putting on a second tier, then that is correct. I would only sell the long. Selling a long put is kind of saying the two opposite things. That's like a long put means you buy the put. So I would only sell a put if I own 100 shares and I can't get 1% for my covered call. So I'm sitting here with 100 shares, right? I got assigned, and I'm trying to sell a covered call, and I can't sell it because it doesn't give me 1%. Then I'll add a new position, and I will sell a put. I will start the wheel over with a new position. I hope that answers your question. And if the CSP doesn't get called away after 4 weeks, will you roll the long put? I'm not sure what CSP, but you might be talking about the hedge. So the hedge, if it gets down to 100 days, I will roll it because it's getting to a point where it depreciates too fast. That would be the 3 long puts, the hedge. So maybe clarify that a little bit if I didn't answer your questions. Joe, with the safe wheel, how would you trade an account of 25,000? Would you just do the one equity with 5 times the contracts? Yes, I would. Or would you suggest multiple equities? No, I would not. if you want to get into multiple equities, that's up to you. For me, I try to keep things as simple as possible, and I would just trade. Instead of doing one contract here, I would be doing 5. And I would do 5 of these, and I would do 15 of these long puts. JM, do you think you lose Friday to Monday when not assigned? I did this particular Friday to Monday. You can see that I came into the end of Friday with only this hedge, and Uber popped up 1.5%. And so I did, I am down on this hedge Friday to Monday. And does it matter? Well, it's just part of the system. It's just part of the risk that you take. There might be ways to mitigate that, but I think it would complicate the system, and I try to keep it simple. So JM up on Monday. 12%, can't look back. Yeah, when you guys come in and or you're referring to like a prior post, try to repost the whole thing all over again, because then I got to kind of rethink what you said before, and it doesn't really make sense to me. But yeah, go ahead, JM, and say that in a different way, and I'll definitely answer any questions you have. VFX Traders, is a safe wheel non-directional? Yes, it is. For the most part, I am not worried about the direction. I mean, direction does come into play, but it's not like I'm trying to predict a direction or that I want the stock to go up or I want it to go down. It's a non-directional system. Tom King of Tasty Trade claimed to make 86% return last year. Who's Tom King? Tom King. Not sure. I don't remember who Tom King is. That is possible. That Tasty Trade methodology is going to work really well until the market crashes. And then when the market crashes, you could give up 1, 2, 3 years worth of trading results. And the market will crash again someday. Will, trading 5 talents is very transparent and shows his results on his trades. Let me write that down. Never heard of this guy. Trading 5 talents. Many times he fails. I tried to get him to watch your videos. I'll mention him again in your comments. Great. I'll take a look at this guy. I never heard of him. That's interesting. Thanks, Will. Tom will never show or really explain what he does, and he has infinite money. Tom Sosnoff. Okay, yeah. Tom King, you called him. I guess you're referring to Tom Sosnoff. Yeah, he'll never show you his P&L. Will, you may want a FAQ on the safe wheel. Everyone always mentions not being protected over the weekend. What's interesting? I did a video with someone that purchased the safe wheel, and he said that he felt like I didn't explain it well enough, and he had a whole bunch of questions. So I said, you know what? Why don't we go on a Zoom call? I'll answer all your questions. We'll make a video, and I'll put it into the course, and that's what I did. So those of you that have purchased a safe wheel, you'll see a video in there that explains a lot about the safe wheel, and anyone that wants to purchase the safe wheel, they're going to get a little bonus there of a detailed explanation. The guy that his name was Riz, and he was very knowledgeable about trading, so he kind of put me to the test. So it's a pretty good video. Trading 5 talents guy seems pretty legit and honest. And also, one of the things I like to say about this is there's a lot of guys that, like I said, use that Tasty Trade methodology. You look really good. You're being honest. But then when the market crashes, that's when the rubber meets the road, right? Everything we do, everything that I do is hedged, proactively hedged. So when there's a crash, with the PL5, you're going to see that drawdown initially, but then it's going to recover very quickly. If we had a crash with a safe wheel, we're going to be looking really good. And the PL5, that would be fun, or the earnings edge. And if I was in an earnings edge position and the market crashed, I'll probably double my money. So yeah, I'm ready for the crash. Where most guys, they're not taking into account all of 4 market types. They're doing well in 3 of them, but that 4th one that comes up every great once in a while, they're not ready for that one. But it doesn't show up very often, so they look good. So that's one of the things that happens quite a bit. Todd, let's see here. If on a Monday you look at your position in the safe wheel and all you have is the 3 long puts, like today, and the dividend X date is this week, would you sit out of the wheel for a week and get into the dividend and get the dividend? I don't consider the dividend at all, so I just stick to the rules, and I'm not worried about the dividend. It might have an effect sometimes, but even that effect I think is minimal, and I don't worry about dividends. Okay, so no one's asked me how I've actually done overall year to date. Are you guys interested in that is really my question. Because you can see what I've done with these 3 positions or these 3 trading accounts, but how about my larger trading account? Is anyone interested in how I did with that? Is the earnings edge non-directional? Absolutely. The earnings edge is basically buying a strangle at a discount and hoping for a big move, either up or down. And so when you get those big moves like Costco, so we had that strangle on, and then Costco had that big move, we were able to capitalize on that. And that's what we're looking for. And that only happened once last year, but with backtests, it happened like 2 or 3 times a year. So hopefully it happens a lot more. Charles, how have you done overall? Okay, so how I've done overall with all of my accounts combined, I did really well. I hope to have another year like this one. I did 177,000 trading in my accounts. So that's enough to make a living. In 2020, I did 116,000, and in 2021, I did 129,000. So over those 3 different market types, so what was 2019? That was a total, or 2020, you had the crash and recovery, I made over 100,000. Then 2021 was just a total bull market, and I made over 100,000. And then you saw what happened in 2022, where the market's down 20% and did even better, over 150,000. So very happy with the performance, especially that synthetic dragon and that premier level 5 type trade does really well in all market environments. VFX traders, can you avoid the 95% trap with credit spreads? Risk the FIME strategy. Yes, that's the problem. That's the 95% trap. That's the being naked, especially naked puts. You know, like I said, that's what I've been talking about, that 95% trap. Everybody does well. Oh, they're doing really good until the market crashes. Charles, congrats. Thanks. I appreciate that. I just wanted to let you guys know that I actually make money trading. I'll probably put a video out on that, just to kind of, you know, proof of concept kind of thing. You know, verbally right now I can tell you that, but I think I'm going to make a video about it. Thanks, Charles. Thanks, Daniel. Will, wondering if you should reset to 5,000 every year. No, I prefer to let it ride. You know, I like to go back 2 or 3 years from now and say, yeah, I started with 5,000 and now it's 12,000 or whatever. You know, I prefer to kind of let it continue to ride. Daniel, first time here. Been watching your videos for a few weeks now and have your safe wheel bundle. Good job, Daniel. I think you're gonna like it. Check out that video that I made. I posted it yesterday. So you probably didn't see it when you initially went into the course, but it's in there now. And I'm hoping that we do well again with the safe wheel. Did over 21%, about 22% in 2022. I'm hoping that we do better than that this year, but again, it averages about 10%. Says that's why I'm here. Are you trading 7 figures total capital? No, not quite. Well, if you combine all, I didn't talk about my managed trade system. You know, it's not really a hedge fund. It's kind of similar to one where people can invest with me. That one is almost ready. It's not quite ready, but that has some capital in it that made some money, but I'm not including that. So if I take that out of the equation, or am I trading 7 figures total? No, I'm not quite. Almost. Dean, I'm here, or that's why you're here. Okay, great. Yeah, because I show my P&L, right? I mean, that's the only reason why anybody should be in any of these, watching any of these instructors. If they don't show their P&L, why even waste your time? Like, what are they trying to hide? Am I able to talk any success of my hedge fund? Yeah, it's called a managed fund, and because it's not, I mean, it's called a managed system or managed strategy. It's not really a fund where you kind of combine everything together and take everybody's money and put it into one account. That would be a fund. I don't do that. I do what's called an SMA, which means that you keep your money in your account, and then whatever happens in my account gets duplicated in your account. But I have not started that yet, so I can't promote that or anything. I'm probably a month away from getting that launched. I need to, one of the things I need to do is get my license to be a financial advisor. And I already passed the test and everything, and I'm going through the legal, paperwork and everything to get that approved. And once I have that, then I can do my managed fund. Total ROI for 2022. So my larger account, I did 24% this year. And you know what I did in my smaller accounts, you see what I'm doing. That's exciting. Good. Thanks. Will, are you still in real estate? If so, how are your properties doing? Well, I have, did the last year's economy help or hurt? Florida real estate did real good. I'm in Central California. My wife and I own one other property. It's gone up a lot. The thing is, we had a tenant in there that kind of tore up the property, and we're in the process of fixing the property back up. I think it's costing us like over $5,000 to get it. Yeah, we had like a $1,700 deposit. It's costing us over $5,000 to get it fixed up. But we are converting one of the bedrooms, one of the areas into a bedroom, one of the garages into a bedroom. So that's costing a little bit extra. But we're able to substantially increase the rent. I mean, we're increasing the rent probably by 30%. So we'll be okay. And plus the way that the market, the price of the house went up. I mean, I don't know, in the last 5 years, it's probably almost doubled. So we're doing well. Just the cash flow over the last 4 years, we're probably broke even, right? But the fact that the property value went up so much, we're doing just fine. Will your managed account be available through TD Ameritrade? No, I will. I use a certain broker called Dash Prime, and so you would need to open an account with them. the TD Ameritrade, I tried to go ahead and do that with them, but when Schwab bought them, they made it where the accounts were not available anymore. And I think even for people that had already got their accounts established with a managed system and an SMA, I think those are actually going away. So some people that got in there at in time and had it established, I think that they're going to lose that status, and so they're going to have to move away from TD Ameritrade. Thank you, Carl. Because me being a total newbie, I'm lucky to be able to be with you, to be non-directional trades. Yeah, non-directional, that's the way to go. And you're welcome. Sounds great. Eventually escaped from California, head to Florida or Texas. I know, man. My taxes are over 50%, which is just outrageous. But every time I think about that, I get, don't bring that up. Uma, would love to be in the PL5 on my account's 10K. Yeah, so one of the things that I do, if you want to be really risky, you can go into the earnings edge, but there's a lot of risk there. Or the safe wheel, not so much risk. Get that account up to 30K, get into the Premier level 5, then you start getting conservative. The Premier level 5 had like a 4% drawdown with like a 12% return. Good way to trade it. Just kidding. Have a great year. No, I don't think you're kidding. I mean, California is pretty bad, especially living in Central California. It's not like we're on the beach or anything. But Orlando, do you have any training seminars available about the wheel strategy? Well, basically, that's what this live stream is developed. The reason why I do the live stream. If you go back to the very beginning, which is about a year ago, you'll see probably a little bit better explanation because I was just beginning. But this, you can see here what I did today. It explains a lot. But if you get the bundle, the course for 89 bucks, it's going to explain things pretty well. It's going to have a flow chart on exactly what you need to do. It's got that good video in there that answers a lot of questions. And it's got the six criteria that I use to pick the right stock. So everything you need should be in there, but if it's not, you need to go through these live streams and see exactly how I trade it. Like, I mean, you're watching me trade it live. Like, I don't. Now, there's one thing though. On Fridays, I do come in and look and see if this long call is in the money. Every Friday, just before the market closes. So this, if Uber is over 27.50 just before the market close on Friday, I'll sell this call. So that's the only thing that I'm doing that I might do that's not being done live right in front of you. Are you still trading the 5-step? I am not trading the 5-step. What I realized is that the 5-step had, it did well in the back test, and then when I started forward testing it, when I started trading it live, I ended up just breaking even. And so and then I tried to tweak it, see what I could do with it. I couldn't really tweak it very well. So as far as just breaking even, I thought, okay, well, I need to lower the price on this and make it more of a training situation. So that's what it is. It's a great training tool to learn how I trade, and then it helps you get in. When you get into the Premier level 5, you're already kind of ready to go. Not 100% ready to go, but you're probably 85% ready to go if you understand the 5-step. Will was wondering about someone with your line of work. Would it be best to live in Puerto Rico? Absolutely. It's just as I've considered it. But my wife and her family's here. My family, my kids, my parents are all here. So from that point of view, it's not worth moving away. Even though, yeah, I'd consider that. I mean, you know how much money I would save living in Puerto Rico? Half of my income. Orlando, thank you. You're welcome. Okay, I don't see any other questions. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. If you don't hit the notification bell, you won't really be able to find this live stream in time. It'll just show up after the live, or it won't be live for you if you don't hit that notification bell. VFX and Daniel, you guys are welcome. Now, one thing I always like to say, one thing, let me say something. If you guys find any, I think I said this earlier, if you see any YouTube instructors that are sharing their results for 2022, please put it in the comments below. Let me know so I can take a look at them, because these guys, all they talk about is what's coming up in 2023. I'm not interested in what's coming up in 2023. I want to know how you did in 2022. Like, what were the results? That's what's interesting to me. So, and I can't find, and I'm having trouble finding anyone that's talking about the results. And you guys are welcome. I'm going to leave you here with this. If the P&L is not real, what else are they trying to conceal? I'll be back next week.